Hi, welcome back to another episode with Kinesis PT and Performance. Today we're going to show you a stationary running drill that works on falling and pulling. When I say falling, the reason why I say falling is because when we run, run is actually a fall, so a way to harness gravity to accelerate you forward so you're not relying on muscular effort only to run. So the way we set up this drill, really you need two stationary, very solid, immovable objects. So here we're attached to our rig, and we need a band, a super strong, thick, what we're using here is a super band to kind of resist you. And we want to set the band up so it's crossing her body at about her center of mass. So center of mass sits basically behind her belly button, and we want this band to sit right about at that point. Because where you fall from is your center of mass. As your center of mass moves forward, moves your center of gravity on the ground, anterior or in front of your base of support. That produces a falling motion, allows gravity to act on your center of mass to create falling and forward movement. So the way we get set up, as I said, band crosses her body at center of mass. And what she's going to do is fall into the band. Believe it or not, we already made this video. I completely scrapped it because I kept saying lean. Leaning gives the sensation or the idea that you have to actively push into this band. You do not need to push into this band. You are falling into the band. It's like a trust fall. That's what we're doing here, is a trust fall with the band. Once we're in this trust fall position, we need to make sure we have a nice straight line, meaning we're not breaking at the hip. Can you show them what breaking at the hip looks like? So where her shoulders are falling in front of her hips and her butt's back. When we break at the hip here, this creates stability. We're not falling. Her center of mass is not going to move anterior to her feet, which is not going to create forward motion. So we do not want to break at the hip. We need a nice straight line. So let's do that trust fall into the band again. There we go. You got to trust the band's going to catch you. And once she's in this position, she's going to stay here, falling into the band, and she is going to run in place by pulling her foot off the ground directly underneath her hips. Now this is a drill we perform somewhere between 10 to 30 seconds. And what to watch for is if the person starts driving or leaning into the band too much, what they'll do is they'll start moving forward and backwards. They try to run forward and run back, okay? We do not want to drive. The whole point here is to fall into the band to help train your brain what that sensation of falling feels like, and to practice pulling your foot off the ground directly underneath your hips. If we did that, let's show them one more time. If we had her fall into this band, perfect, and then go and pull her feet off the ground just like she's running. If we remove this band, she's going to go forward and she's going to gradually take off. Okay, gravity accelerates at 9.8 meters per second squared. It's not going to be the same speed as that because we're not getting a direct force of gravity, right? Because we're moving forward, gravity's down. But it's going to gradually accelerate us forward as we get our center of mass or our center of gravity anterior to our base of support. That's how we run. So this is a great drill to work on that. This is something we like to use with our runners, and we kind of gleaned from the pose method. Kind of use some of their drills that they do and kind of made this one up on our own. So share this with any friends, family, people you know who run, who would like to work on some of their technique. And as always, reach out if you have questions. Thanks for watching.